The following is not suitable for children under the age of 18. This show contains my own personal views and coarse language, with sexual themes that are all directed for entertainment purposes only. Welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the absolute worst show ever. This is episode 20 of the Sky Genie Show. Due to me not being able to do a show the other day, and the fact it is episode 20 and that there's a pay-per-view from WWE and Ring of Honor, as well as the debut of 205, I figure why not do a super show. I'll review a few more shows and make it a super show, like I did a few episodes back, which means more reviews, news, and a lot more gags. I started to turn up the sarcasm a little bit in my approach to wrestling news. I'm going to be a little bit more harder on wrestling shows that I review. My fans are my masters. Genies have masters. To my haters, you are just ad revenue. Yes, you are nothing but ad revenue. Hey, come on here and hate the show as much as you want. As you say how much you hate the show, but yet, each time you click on here, you give me ad revenue. And that makes me and this show money. Starting from 21 on, I will be referring to my fans as my masters. And this show is for my masters. My masters are here to get a laugh and leave with a smile, even if it's for a brief time. If there's one person out there that leaves with a smile and a laugh, my show has served its purpose and will continue to serve its purpose. Those ad revenue, you don't matter. You don't matter to me because all you are is ad revenue. You have two options to not be ad revenue. Just stop listening altogether or start being entertained. Because honestly, you can go fuck yourself. Hey, you have your right to hate. I also have my right to tell you to go fuck yourself. And I got the voice and the platform to do it. Funny that one, huh? Because a lot of you ad revenue, you don't do anything in your lives that's special, do you? I mean, you're probably a single fat guy that's living in his parents' basement looking up child porn. Hey, watch the police don't catch you, you stupid fuck. My masters are the people who matter. My masters are the people who drive this show. My masters is who I will provide for. Hey, I'm not perfect. My show is not perfect. But for damn sure, it's going to be the best fucking show. Every show will be the best fucking show that I can possibly give. For my ad revenue, I'm not here to please you. And before you say, oh, you're supposed to please everybody. No, not when you're a general douchebag who thinks they can give me shit because I can't afford everything in life. Everybody has money like you. Not everyone has the luxury of high-paying jobs like you, who's living in your mother's basement at 38 looking up child porn. And why you don't like it is because I'll be dead honest. I'll be dead honest about it, and I would not give a fuck on how you feel. And if you feel offended, maybe stop trying to pick on people you feel are smaller than you, then maybe you won't be so offended when you get it back. You ain't nobody. You'll never be nobody. I'm not claiming to be anybody. I'm not doing this to be famous. I am doing this to entertain people who need it and happen to like wrestling. That's it. That's all that matters. So to my masters, thank you. Thank you for listening to my show. And you know what? Pat yourself on the back, because you is what makes this show. You are who matters. And if anybody tells you you don't, or you tell them to go fuck themselves. A pissed off Sky Genie, trust me, will be a lot more interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy the 20th episode of the Sky Genie Show. I guess I should give an update of what's going to happen around Christmas time. I don't know what everyone else is doing. Most likely with their friends and family. As far as I go, besides Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, I ain't pretty much doing anything. And there's probably a lot of people like me who's going to be bored shitless. Well, I'm not going to be doing a regular show for that whole week. What I am thinking of doing and recording are Christmas break shows. And what I'm going to do there, instead of doing anything current, because let's face it, WWE and everyone else don't run regular shows. They'll run shitty shows until the new year. So I figure, why don't I find some old classic footage of, say, old WrestleManias, old NWA, WCW, ECW, whatever, and I'll review some past shows and how they stand up now. Maybe there'll be shows that were critically praised, but then others that weren't. So instead of the shtick of the Sky Genie Jr. updates and the ads and all that, pretty much all my shows are going to be review shows of past shows. Maybe I'll still do ads, like I'll do them in between the reviews to space them out a bit. If I had Skype, I'd probably do some live shows on Mixlr, but I'm not ready for that just yet. The first show back after the new year will probably be after Wrestle Kingdom. I'll review that show, because I'm definitely watching that show, as it looks pretty interesting. The last show for this year, I don't know whether to do it after the last pay-per-view, or if I should just wait do the Christmas week and then go. But then usually after that pay-per-view, nothing really else matters, unless there's like a title change or there's something really big. That last week or two isn't really that special, but we'll play it by ear. You can check us out on various platforms at our website, skygenieshow.weebly.com. There you'll find show archives of past shows, as well as bloopers, extras, as well as my own wishful thinking blog posts. Those you'll find exclusive, with some topics and thoughts that I don't make on the show, and it's totally free to go to. On Facebook, the Sky Genie Show page. There you can join in discussions with whatever you want to talk about in pro wrestling or on the show or whatever. I'm pretty much freelance. But if you're a douchebag, I kick you out, or I don't accept you. Either way. On Twitter, I'm at SDD916. There, I give show updates of what's going on with the show, with recordings. If I go to announce something, I usually announce it on Twitter. On Instagram, it's SkyGenie_1988. If you'd like to support the show, go to the homepage here on YouTube on my channel, and you will find a donation button. Your donations to the show go to improve audio quality and everything else about the show. I would like to give some shout-outs to Wrestling Soup, hosted by Joey Numbers and Anthony Missionary Thomas, on Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. They talk about lightheartedly the various happenings of professional wrestling. On Saturday mornings-ish, check out the Saturday Morning Shitbox, where you can have your voices heard. That poor screener. He deserves a beer. The weeks they don't do a Saturday morning shitbox is because they're reviewing the pay-per-views of the WWE. On the same channel as Wrestling Soup on Mixlr, check out the Don, Tony, Kevin Castle show, hosted by Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle. Produce the show every Monday night after Raw. Check both out on Stitcher and iTunes as well. Also check out Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby of Get in Dark Corner. Dark Corner. Dark Corner. It's D-A, Dark Corner. On Wednesdays at 9 p.m. And also, on Podbean is Jason Solomon with the Solomonster Sounds off. He also has a group page of the same name I am proudly a part of. He drops the show on Sundays. And also on his YouTube channel drops extras for reviews of pay-per-views. These are shows I personally go out of my way to listen to every week. And I'm pretty much an offshoot from those shows. So if you're a listener that's not part of that group, then please go out of your way to listen to these guys. Get in the Corner is not a wrestling podcast, but the other three are. As you'll find a lot of different opinions and takes on the wrestling business. In Dark Corner is a comedy show that honestly deserves a lot more love than it gets. And now for the 205 review. Show opens up with Mauro Ranallo welcoming the fans and everyone to the show. Corey Graves and Austin Aries are on commentary. They then go to the stage where they introduce all the stars that are going to be on this show. They then cut to a video package of the Bollywood Boys, and after all that, we finally get the first match. It was a tag team match with the Bollywood Boys versus Drew Gulak and Tony Nese. I thought this match was pretty stupid. I saw nothing special in the Bollywood Boys, and I'm not putting this on Drew Gulak or Tony Nese, because I have seen them work way better than that. The Bollywood Boys get the win in a nothing special match. After the match, they interviewed the losers with Gulak and Nese after the match, and it was kind of awkward, so let's move on. They then go backstage with the Cruiserweight Champion Brian Kendrick. He goes to cut a promo, then TJ Perkins comes in, cuts a promo, acted like a true dick, but wished him luck. Honestly, I don't know who came off as the heel in that segment. Because to me, I would have punched TJ Perkins front in the face. But that's me. What, they saw something special in him to make him Cruiserweight Champion, which I don't believe was the case. I don't know. And I guess it was because he was the only one out of all the finalists that would be there for the duration of his Cruiserweight Championship reign. But his reign sucked, and his pretty much run here in the WWE pretty much sucks. We then cut to Arya Daivari versus Jack Gallagher. This was an awesomely fun match. It was very unique. Gallagher doing all this wacky offense, like doing a headstand on the top turnbuckle, putting him in that pretzel sort of hold he does, then kicks him in the fucking ass, which looks brutal. I think this guy is money. Definitely a guy I would make Cruiserweight Champion quick. We then have the main event. The Cruiserweight Championship was on the line with Brian Kendrick facing Rich Swann. It was a really good match that started slow but picked up as it went on. Just as I said that Jack Gallagher is money, I think Rich Swann is money too. He has the gimmick, he has the dance, he has the wrestling ability. I'm not just talking about adults, but I'm thinking kids, adults, everybody from all demographics would probably like this guy. Definitely somebody I would make a face of my division if I owned a company. The winner and new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Rich Swann. Always wanted to do that. After the match, Rich dedicates the match to his dead mother. They also interview Brian Kendrick after the match, who vows to win his title back. Overall, this was a really good debut show. Austin Aries I thought was really awesome on commentary. I say, fire all of them except for Mauro. Make Mauro Ranallo and Austin Aries commentary team on every show. Fuck the rest of them, they suck. We'll have some reviews to get through after the break. Not sure what to get that special someone for Christmas? Well, I have something for you. Give them a big box of nothing. Yes, a big box of nothing. Show that special someone how much you really care about them by giving them a big box of nothing and kill their mood. Give them to your kids. Give them to your wife. Do you have a mother-in-law that doesn't like you? Well, what a way to reward that heartless bitch by giving her a box of nothing for Christmas. Hey, you get called an arsehole behind your back, you may as well be one. Get your loved one or ones you don't love a box of nothing today. And all these good podcasts out there, you wouldn't think they fuck up a lot. Well, think again. I have a show for you. Yes, me, the Sky Genie. Make sure to check out the Blooper Show. The Blooper Show is made up of clips. Just like then. You can tell I fuck up a lot. So I get all clips that I fuck up on, put them together, and make a show based on being a fuck up. And I call it the Blooper Show. Check it out on my channel. Although the show may not be common, try to pick the good ones and put them in. At least getting a decent show. So check out the Blooper Show today. And now for some wrestling news. Nature Boy Ric Flair and WWE have agreed to a new contract. Make sure you check out Nature Flair. Flair spelled F-L-A-R-E because of WWE copyrights in NXT. I wonder if they'll let him say woo. Carmella apparently suffered a black eye at the hands of Nikki Bella. I seem to manage to suffer from diarrhea every time there's a Carmella-Nikki Bella match. WWE is planning to raid Ring of Honor. A bunch of Ring of Honor superstars, including the Young Bucks, had their contracts set to expire at December 31st. WWE has apparently signed Steve Corino to work as a trainer in the Performance Center, breaking up my favorite commentary duo. The one thing I'll be happy about is if they let him be an announcer on NXT, leave him the fuck alone, and let him do his thing. With World of Sport apparently coming back to UK television, WWE is fearing they will not be number one in the country. Because of this, they're trying to sign big name UK talent to deals that will allow them to work in the indies, but not with big name companies with pay-per-view or television. Hey, WWE isn't fearful of this company coming back. World of Sport was only originally the highest rated wrestling show in the UK when it was out the first time. Why would WWE fear that? I mean, it's all competition, right? Right? Like with the territories. You know, when you would go into everybody's territory, steal their talent, steal their TV, book arenas, with contracts you cannot promote any other wrestling for 6 weeks before and 6 weeks after. And after the 6 weeks, they'd rebook the arena again. No, WWE would never be that petty. I mean, everybody wants their dose of Roman Reigns and John Cena. Hey, Vince, you want to know how to make your company number one in the UK? Find somebody that is a star in the UK. Build them up as a main event talent. Find somebody that could be WWE champion. Instead of contracting all these guys, host a WrestleMania, host a Royal Rumble, a SummerSlam, some kind of pay-per-view. Instead of signing them to contracts that in the end you'll get shitty and greedy about and not let them do the indie dates. But hey, that's just a smart idea, huh? Ryback has apparently entered negotiations with Combat America's MMA. But I guess the money he is looking for and they are willing to pay ain't gonna match it. Have we not learnt from CM Punk? Don't get me wrong, CM Punk was a great wrestler. Say what you will about them as a person, CM Punk the wrestler, I am a fan of. And I was also a fan of Ryback. His best run was his last appearance, in my view, of Ryback. He came out and didn't give a fuck. Not a flying fuck. And I thought that was marketable. Having the pre-show stopper written on the back of his belt as a fuck you to WWE. Coming out to the ring and making a kid cry because he broke his doll. Whatever was missing in Ryback, his whole WWE career, in that night, which was his last night, was his best. And I believe it was against Kalisto, which was not a good feud, but that match actually stole the show. And I have been seeing rumours. I read a tweet from Kenny Omega with a big guy and a monster coming in to devour competition. I do hope it's Ryback. I hope that is the Ryback that comes in. That angry, pissed off, don't give a fuck attitude. That is him. That is him. That's probably what he's like as a person. And I believe when people say this, their best character is their personality. That's how Steve Austin got over. That's how Daniel Bryan got over. It wasn't all these gimmicks, like you have all things you have falls down, like Roman Reigns, all the time. It was the personality. It was the believability. You believed Daniel Bryan was an underdog, and you cheer for the underdog in this instance because they are anti-WWE. Because let's face it, Lance Storm is correct. WWE has focused themselves as being the villain of everything since the 90s, since the Attitude Era, and it works for guys like a Steve Austin, like a Daniel Bryan, because they are not the system. Guys like CM Punk are not the system. And you expect me to believe a John Cena, a Roman Reigns, who are complete company guys in real life, when they are fighting the authority, to believe that they are against them? Come on. And if what we saw in that last time we seen him in WWE, I hope he does that in New Japan or Ring of Honor or anywhere he goes. Because I want him to actually stick it to WWE. Don't get me wrong, I am not an anti-WWE guy. I watch WWE just like everybody else. I do not believe, though, WWE is the end-all be-all. And I think companies like New Japan and Ring of Honor have proven that. TNA to a lesser extent, maybe in its early years. But to me, wrestling is always out there. And I'm finding that with Cody Rhodes. He's going everywhere. He even went to Global Force Wrestling and won a title there. And let's face it, Global Force Wrestling, it's a joke right now. And whether you're a fan or not, it sucks because I actually do want a Global Force Wrestling to succeed. Because when there's more wrestling, there's more competition. When there's more competition, WWE pulls their finger out. I honestly believe that. And what I think and I hope, Vince McMahon just kind of realizes that he's 70. He doesn't have it anymore. He's outdated, out of touch. I don't expect him to know what I want to see on my television each week when I turn on the show. You want to push a guy like Roman Reigns? Well, push him in a way that's not insulting my intelligence. You want to push a John Cena? Well, push him in a way that's not insulting my intelligence. I get that they target guys like John Cena and Roman Reigns to 7-year-olds. But then they will say we try to provide for all ages. Well, you're not when you're saying nursery rhymes and poopy jokes. Poopy jokes. Are you fucking kidding me? We came from an era of the Attitude Era. And I'm not saying the Attitude Era was the perfect era. It was the most marketable era. But you come from the late 90s, we had all the Howard Sterns, the Jerry Springers, the Oprahs and Anthonys and all that. Which is part of my thinking, is it political correctness that kills this? Or was the Attitude Era really a desperate plea? Which it was. The Attitude Era was a huge desperate plea. WWE was getting killed by WCW for 2 years straight. As much as they don't like it, they were getting beat. And we have gone to find out that it was the PG era, which I'm not so much against. Okay, maybe tone down the swearing, the lingerie pillow fights. PG can work. But if you're giving good matches with the best talent, and you push them to the point you're not insulting people's intelligence. John Cena is almost 40 and telling poopy jokes. Really? Who in their 40s talks like that? Who in their 20s talk like that? I remember being 7 and never talking like that. So if Ryback becomes that guy, becomes a big star outside of WWE, more power to him. Coming up is the reviews of Ring of Honor Final Battle and TLC right after this break. Are you looking for something to do for Christmas? Maybe New Year's? Maybe everything in between? Well, I have the solution for you. Get drunk. Yes, get drunk. Because why not? You got nothing better to do. If you're a recovering alcoholic, don't drink. So that way you're not tempted to drink again. This useless message is brought to you for no reason at all. For my masters who are wondering if there will be Sky Genie shows throughout the Christmas New Year period. So sorry. Not for the normal show, but check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show. There you will find I review old wrestling shows from the past. I review them to today's standards. And to make it interesting, I won't even know what I'm reviewing until I do it. Of course I'll know before you, because I have to record the fucking thing, don't I? But it's filled with gags and more as well. So check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show right here on my channel here on YouTube. And now for the Ring of Honor Final Battle review. This show was by far probably the best show I have seen in years. If you are a professional wrestling fan, this show is for you. It has all varieties, things made sense, and with the rumours that WWE is planning to raid Ring of Honor's talent, this show proved that the new superstars that they got in and showcased on this show are ready and willing to take their place, which is how Ring of Honor has always been. Ring of Honor has always been that company. When they lost a superstar, they were still able to manage to make another one. You had the eras of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and Samoa Joes. And then later on, you had your Kevin Owens, your El Genericos, your Colt Cabanas, the Kings of Wrestling, and the list goes on. So let's get started into this show, shall we? The first match was a 6-man tag with the Rebellion, the former Cabinet, versus the Motor City Machine Guns and Donovan Dijak. And this is what an opening card should be. And it must be an energy of the New York crowd that does this. And there's places in the world that are special with professional wrestling. There's places like Chicago, there's an air about it. There's places like in the UK, there's an air about it. Philadelphia, and here in New York. In the Hammerstein Ballroom, which also has a history in professional wrestling. And these guys, like the rest, brought their A-game. Rebellion gets the win in this match in a massive effort by everybody involved. We then had Silas Young with the Beer City Bruiser versus Jushin Thunder Liger. And again, another good match. Jushin Thunder Liger is an absolute legend in professional wrestling in New Japan. It was awesome for Silas Young, who is a phenomenal heel. Partway through the match, he gets a beer from the Beer City Bruiser, drinks it, and spits it in his face. I mean, the little things like that was awesome. Silas Young goes over in this match, and we move on. Dalton Castle versus Colt Cabana. And Colt Cabana as a heel is awesome. Is really good. Colt Cabana as a face is too much of a comedy character. Like, you get the good with the bad, but when you find him as a heel, he is much more effective. Dalton Castle came out in a chariot with the boys dragging him along. There was absolute fucking good wrestling in this match. And it wasn't a spot fest. It did insult your intelligence. It was fucking good. Dalton Castle got the win for this match. We then had the debuting Cody Rhodes versus Jay Lethal. Before the match, the Addiction comes out and cuts a promo on Cody on how he needs to prove himself in Ring of Honor. And Christopher Daniels brings up how he was responsible for helping Christopher Daniels in his career early on. It was an awesome match with a lot of drama. Cody Rhodes shockingly turned heel at the end of this match by hitting Jay Lethal with a low blow and hitting the Crossroads for the win. After the match, Cody continues to beat down Jay Lethal while the Addiction comes down to make the save. Cody Rhodes then rips up ringside before heading to the back. They then go to another match, but that gets interrupted when Cody Rhodes comes in and shoves down Steve Corino and then runs off. Really, that was awesome and a real surprise. I never expected a heel turn. I figured it was going to be one of those things he comes in, hey, happy, comes in, wins, and shakes hands and leaves. But him coming in as a heel, I think was phenomenal for Cody. We then had the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championship Finals. It was the Kingdom versus Kushida, Leo Rush, and Jay White. It was an awesome, entertaining, well-worked match with your winners and new 6-man tag team champions, The Kingdom. And I think that's the right move, because with them debuting not too long ago, it establishes that team as a threat, in which they need to. Of course, otherwise, nobody really knows who the other two are, and I think that sort of helps them get noticed. Everyone knows who Matt Taven is if you're a Ring of Honor fan, but I barely know the other two's names. I'll get it over time, but at the moment, not now. We then get a triple threat match for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Marty Scurll versus Will Ospreay versus Dragon Lee. Will Ospreay originally beat Bobby Fish for the title, with Marty Scurll, who defeated Will Ospreay for the title. And the reason why Dragon Lee was put in this match was because he actually beat Bobby Fish while he was reigning as champion. Bobby Fish was originally going to be in this match, but apparently, and sad to hear that his mother actually passed away. So shout out to Bobby Fish's mum. Not easy losing a parent, trust me. Now, about this match, it was an awesome match, and I almost gave this match of the night. Almost. It was a match that left everybody standing at the end of the match. All the fans were into it, all the action was there, and everything about it, about this whole match, showed me that these three are three people to watch out in Ring of Honor. As I said, when WWE does their raid early next year, these three guys are the people that are going to be the next stars of Ring of Honor. And I think Ring of Honor is about to get a whole lot more interesting in the next year. We then had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, the Young Bucks versus the Briscoes. As it was a theme, these guys really brought out their A-game and left everything on the table, I think is the saying. The finish came with the Young Bucks doing multiple super kicks time and time again till the Briscoes finally fell down. And the only reason why I believe that, because the Briscoes are known for being hardcore guys. The Young Bucks retain, and after the match, the lights go out, and Broken Matt Hardy appears on the Titantron. Apparently, him and what he says was brother Nero, Jeff Hardy, are coming to Ring of Honor to challenge the Young Bucks. Is this a working relationship with TNA? Are Matt and Jeff leaving TNA? I guess more to come. And now, for the main event. The Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This feud has been built up for over a year, which is very rare for any feud nowadays. Most feuds get a 3-month run, and it's 50-50 booking. Or unless you're John Cena, you win the first match and lose the other two. This match was an absolute war, to the point both of them bladed in this match. And how you kind of know that, there was a shot where the camera, Kyle O'Reilly was under the ring after he got hit with a title, and he happened to be bleeding. I'm sure that wasn't hard way. Adam Cole did the same thing, but as I said, this was a war, and probably the best match I've seen in a long time. And to me, that is saying a lot. Your winner and new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Kyle O'Reilly. He celebrates as the show goes off the air. So overall, as I said, from top to bottom, this was the best pay-per-view I have seen in a while. Last month, I would have said TakeOver was the best show in 2016. Or in a while. This show was the best show I had seen in years. From top to bottom, everybody brought their A-game at this event. I honestly feel Ring of Honor has ushered in a new era. And unlike WWE, who will promote it like a bitch, hey, it's the new era. New era, new era. Ring of Honor is letting it happen naturally. Last year, Ring of Honor and New Japan took a hit when they lost guys like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Even before that, when they lost Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. I think by next year, Ring of Honor will be a hot topic again. If you're going by this show, the company is in good hands. And that is it for the Ring of Honor Final Battle review. And now for the TLC review. I'm not going to review the pre-show match, but I have a few notes on it. First off, the Vaudevillains. Man, these guys have fallen faster than my penis after seeing Nicole Bass. Brutal, brutal. And some nobody on the kickoff panel was talking about how they would pay for $100 for the WWE Network. All I got to say to you is, who the fuck are you? Who even let you into the building? WWE security must have been really slack tonight. Anyway, moving on to the show. We open up TLC with the WWE Tag Team Championships. Heath Slater and Rhino versus Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. This match began with Orton and Wyatt beating the crap out of Slater for the beginning and the duration of the match. Rhino gets the tag and hits a sick gore on Luke Harper, who was trying to hit Randy Orton on the outside. Rhino gets into the ring. Randy Orton hits an RKO for the win. So your winners and new tag team champions, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. It was a good quick opener to start off the night. We then get backstage interviews with Ambrose and Styles talking about their match in the main event. And then we come to the piss break. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Horrible. Fucking horrible. I was saying once it was over, please let this feud end. But then Carmella grabbed the mic, didn't she? Hey, it was your friend Natalia from Total Divas. Blah, blah, blah. This feud is awful. These two are awful. Carmella had a black eye on her face. Then this whole match was a black eye. Moving on, we had the Intercontinental Championship ladder match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. This was meant to be the final match between the two. WWE says that, but what's a bet? We see this again. I mean, will you forget about it in 6 months? I bet by the most of you have listened to this, they would have had another match. And for the Intercontinental Championship. Hey, how many times have we seen John Cena, Randy Orton for the last time, to only see it again? And by the way it's looking with Randy Orton as a heel right now, we're probably going to see it again. Could even be the first match back for John Cena. Come on, let's face it, you smell it, you see it, it's there. But you know what? This match was absolutely a phenomenal match. And I think deserves a lot of credit. The way they built this up, the way they built up this feud in a one video package made me excited for this match, but with a high expectation that they actually steal the show. And to be perfectly honest, I think they did. The Miz gets the win and is still your Intercontinental Champion. After the match, he dedicates the match to Daniel Bryan and then trashes him and the crowd. We then had Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. As Kalisto makes his entrance to the ring, he goes straight out of the ring and goes to grab chairs from under the ring. The stupid thing is the chairs are surrounding the ring. Way to make yourself look like an idiot there, Einstein. Everybody, including me, expected this to be a terrible car crash, bowling shoe, ugly match. But in a surprising turn of events, this actually turned out to be a pretty good damn match. Sometimes a hardcore element adds to matches. Here is a clear example of that. There was the old classic chair spot where they set up some chairs and they end up going through it. Well, he got the senton into those chairs. Baron Corbin did. Normally it's a choke slam from the bigger guy, but hey, it's effective. Baron Corbin hits the end of days into a pile of steel chairs and gets the win. We then had a backstage interview with Natalia about the blah 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 bullshit. No one cared. I took a piss. I heard it. And that is that. We then had the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. Now, I swear, and if anybody else caught this, please make sure to comment. I swear, through the build-up of the match, they said it was a TLC match. It ended up being a tables match. Could be just me, but anyway, this match was a basic match. Some points were boring, but those other points where it was okay. Not the best match between the two. I've seen a lot better. Becky Lynch gets powerbombed through a table set up outside, and Alexa Bliss is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. They try to interview Becky after the match, but she wants none of it. And I mean, really, why the fuck would you want to talk about how you just lost your match? Then we go to the main event, the WWE Championship TLC match between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. I've written down almost a page of stuff that they did for spots in this match. But to sum it all up, it was a great main event, with action going back and forth. They took a tour around the arena. Ambrose hit an elbow through the announcer's table on AJ Styles, and it was the English announce table. The Spanish one never got touched. Victory for the Spanish announce table. James Ellsworth comes down. At first looks to be helping Dean Ambrose. As Ambrose goes to climb to grab the WWE Championship, Ellsworth knocks Dean Ambrose off the ladder into some tables set up outside the ring. So AJ comes in and grabs the titles for the win. And they end TLC with AJ Styles standing tall. Overall, it was a great show with a few misses. I mean, besides the Nikki Bella-Carmella match, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. An easy 3.5 star match. Card for the pay-per-view. And that is TLC. And that'll be it for this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you can, please donate. Your donations go towards improving audio quality and pretty much everything of the show. Just go to the home page of my YouTube account and you'll find a little box there that says donate. Otherwise, this show will remain free. Thank you for listening.